Emmanuel Pepis of UNOPrivateers.com with new Director of Media Relations, Brandon Scardigli. And Brandon, first of all, it's a pleasure to have you here at the University of New Orleans, started this week, and just talking about your experience and pretty much right in college over at McNeese State where you graduated from. You only get to learn from one of the most famous guys here in the state of Louisiana, the NCID position in Louis Bonnet, and just talk about that experience and what that really did to start your career.
Sure. Spent the first 4 years of my career under Louis Bonnet, as you mentioned, at McNeese State University, and really couldn't have found a better guy to learn from, somebody who has over 40 years of experience in the sports information and sports journalism field. Really took me under his wing, kind of showed me the ropes in the profession, and really got me a good start in the journalism sports information world.
And it really springboarded you to some other jobs as well. You went over to Newberry College for a year. You spent a year over in Pensacola as well, not only over at West Florida, but with the AA baseball team as well.
Sure. I went to Newberry College, spent a year there, my first job out of McNeese State University, where I got my undergrad degree. Smaller school in the Division II ranks. Had to wear a lot of different hats there, and it was really a good thing to be there. Learned a whole lot during my 1 year there. From there, as you mentioned, went down to West Florida, spent a year in Pensacola, got to be on the beach and meet a lot of good people down there. Worked for the Cincinnati Reds affiliate AA Blue Wahoos, which is a whole lot of fun. It was different getting that minor league baseball experience under my belt. From there, got the call back up to the Division I ranks, went up to Kennesaw State University, where I spent 3 years.
And over at Kennesaw, especially the experience last year where you were, of course, in charge of graphic design as well and wearing many hats over there. And you were part of a super regional team and directing communications, not only for the team itself, but for a first-round draft pick. And just talk about that experience and what that was like and your overall experience at Kennesaw.
Right. Definitely got the crash course with the big-time media while I was at Kennesaw State with the super regional bid. We definitely was not expected early on in the season, but we put together a pretty good little run there, and it was a whole lot of learning because we're not used to, at a school like Kennesaw State, we weren't used to turning away media, and for the first time in my career, I kind of had to tell people, we just don't have the time to deal with that right now. And it was a lot of fun getting to work with Max Pentecost, who went number 11 overall to the Toronto Blue Jays, and getting to kind of be his almost media consultant as he went through that draft process, and learned a whole lot and made a whole lot of contacts as far as the ESPNs and the CBSs and kind of the bigger media outlets that we didn't typically get to work with.
And now your career pretty much comes full circle in a short amount of time. You come back home to New Orleans, a brother Martin grad as well. And just talking about coming back home, you're familiar with the conference as well in the Southland Conference and working at McNeese. And just talking about coming to the University of New Orleans and the promise that you see going forward now that New Orleans has a steady program and a steady plan going forward in Division I.
Sure, a little weird going back down to Legion Fields every day. I went to high school right down the street and get to come all the way back to UNO, right where I started. But I'm very excited for the opportunity to come back home. UNO's, it's kind of always been there. I went to the Ron Maestri baseball camps back when I was a kid, practiced high school football on the field right over here. So it's definitely coming full circle. I'm excited for what UNO has to offer. It's definitely in a growth period, and I'm excited to be a part of that.
Well, Brandon, thank you very much, and welcome to the University of New Orleans.
Thank you very much, Chip. Happy to be here.
For Brandon Scardigli, this is Emmanuel Pepis of UNOPrivateers.com.